Hello, everybody. Hey, Miss Bonnie, let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm at home and sometimes with a little more technical difficulties at home. Hello, Caroline. I know, I'm so excited. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or something. Good. I'm glad you got your kit yesterday. Sounds fine. Yay, no technical issues from home. Always a good thing. You were getting me like in the raw today, like it was a work at home day, so it looks like it. Wow. This project has been uh, pretty cool actually. These kits were ordered like over 6 months ago. So it's our biggest kit we've ever sent out. And then so let me show you what is in the kit. All right. Let's see. So this is your kit. These are put together by Tex, right? So it's beautiful in here. So this was the original pattern. So there's two patterns you're going to get. This is the traditional sewing pattern, okay? So we are ignoring these. Don't throw them out, but you're going to do that. So in the kit, the beautiful fabric is, let me pull some out. Look how pretty these are. And in your downloads, in your PDFs, Jim has everything tagged, what goes where, how it goes where. I'll show you the project in a second, but these fabrics are beautiful. But the cool thing, and one of the things I knew that we could adapt this. Now, if you feel like, oh, of course, I got to rip this open. If you feel like I'm at home, so you think I'd have my scissors, but Zach sold the sewing machine I had. At home, so I can sew at home for a minute. So these are, let's copy the directions. So, okay, I'm going to add myself back in. Apparently, it doesn't like me doing both of the one or the other. So this batting is pre-printed with all the lines on it. So it's going to be very easy for us to do this project. And you also get webbing for your handles, and you should have gotten a beautiful little keychain. For some reason, I've misplaced the little keychain. So let's, so this technique is a flip and strip or quilt as you go, however you want to say it. It was adapted to your serger. So this bag, I'm going to hold it up so you can see. Look how beautiful it is. So although we want you to use your serger, you can still sew this traditionally, but let me turn this inside out so you can see. So Jim did this with a flat lock technique where it's actually sewn and quilted by using those lines. This is the inside of your bag. Now, if you want to work in reverse, you could definitely have this on the outside, but look how finished it is. Look at the binding, kind of the serger binding on the bottom. And then look at the handles. The handles are super nice. Let's see if we can do it over here. Look how pretty that is. And this is just regular serger thread. You don't need anything, you know, super special. But that's what the flat locking looks like as it's put the seams together. So when you fold this, you're doing your batting, your backing, and your strips all at the same time. So it's going to be a super duper serger project. And then we're going to have another way for you guys to, sorry, I'm turning it inside out. We're going to, or right side out, I should say. But this is a big tote bag. This is monster. I'm guessing it's like 20 inches, 20 by 16 maybe, but it's huge. So it doesn't look like it was made on the serger on the outside. And sometimes that's kind of what we want, right? We want it to be as pretty on the outside as it is on the inside. So that is the tote bag and the fabrics. And of course, you can mix match. You don't have enough colors to totally revamp the whole thing. But yeah, so we're back to flat locking again. That's what this is when you sew the seam and you pull it open and then it does the flat locking. Okay, so that is super cool. Now this one was sewn together on the sewing machine, just as the traditional directions are, right? So here's the back. Now in the PDF download, right, that's when you log into Amy Sews, you get your PDF, Jim totally rewrote the directions for the serger and this technique. So we want to give credit to the designer, and that's why we left the original pattern in there. But there's always a serger twist that can be added to anything. But the reason this was put together just with traditional sewing is because I'm going to be doing a separate video using the cover stitch as decorative on the outside. So you can make, add cover stitch, chain stitch. If you have something like the Applaud or the Brother Airflow 3000 or the Janome or some that has the double wipers in the front, the two little eyes that go like this, where you can add heavy yarns and things like that. So I will be doing some decorative techniques on this as well. But sometimes, how do I want to say this? I don't want it to be overstitched or overlooking. The fabric's beautiful. So you just want it to be as pretty of a bag as it is. And not everybody loves tons of embellishment, right? There's still room here. You could embroider a name across here or a small monogram. There's no reason why you still couldn't do an embroidery up here at the top because you have plenty of space, right? That's a good 4 inches at the top here that you could do some pretty embroidery. You guys are so smart. You guys will make this bag 100 different ways. Hello, Jane from Pennsylvania. Vicky's late, but that's okay. That's all right. So the keychain it matches the purse. It's little white flowers on a gold keychain with a gold chain. So you can add, everybody's adding details to their tote bags right now, chains and initials and monograms and all kinds of doodads to hang on it. So we threw something in there for you. So the handle is kind of unique how Jim did the handle. These are probably the firmest handles on the planet. I've never felt handles this hard. I'm not sure if I like the way that feels or not, but they definitely are sturdy and going absolutely nowhere. That's for sure. So Vicky says, she found, hey, Leslie. Yes, so we're just going over the July Serger subscription box. If you guys don't belong, you can join at amysews.com. You can get the class, or you can get the class and the kit. Everything's in your library. You can watch it as much as you want. If you have a busy month, you can always catch up when you want to catch up. I do want to say, though, the kits that we have, well, we'd be glad to mail you one too, but I have several extra kits. This is the kit. So the kits are $35. I'm just going to put them out there for what I paid for them. So if anybody would like an extra kit, just let me know. Support at Amy Sews. We can do that. You'll get the traditional sewing directions if you're not part of Amy Sews, right? So you can always just add a kit if you would like, and we'll have them in the retail store as well. But the fabrics are from Benartex. They're just beautifully curated. And they have such a nice weight to them too. That's what I really like is, fabric anymore. You have to be very careful, but it's, can't see through it. I don't know how else to say that. It's very nice, perfectly curated, a perfect weight for a tote bag. And then the batting is already pre-printed with how to do it, which way to sew, where to stitch. So it really makes it super simple. But what we found out, and it says in the directions, don't let your iron hit the batting, because there's this batting, I'm guessing they put a coating on it so they could sublimate the lines on it or print the lines on it. But everything's in here. And if you want to redo it, then I would just put a piece of parchment paper or wax paper or something over it and then trace it off. So you have your pattern that stays with you. But that it's called the Sophie Tote. Sew by number. And so that was the original, but we've got these beautiful fabrics. So the directions are right there as you go, and then you get your webbing for your handles, which is covered beautifully. Oh boy, that's exciting. So here's the tote again for those who just pop it on, right? So it's a big, I was going to say a big, beautiful tote, but I think we've heard enough big, beautiful all the last couple of weeks. Lordy, I got to find a different phrase. With the handles, there are no pockets, but I believe there is extra fabric that you could do pockets with. I'm going to go ahead and make a free floating pocket and show you guys how to insert it in the class. So I like a zipper pocket for whatever, right? So that's the case. And then the one traditionally sewn is going to get embellished on the cover stitch machine. So that, let's see, enough pages to scare the sewing machine instead of the Serger. Yeah, there's a lot of pages. Jim really worked hard to get you guys to convert standard directions into the Serger project. So it's a lot of PDF this month. And if you watch me on Facebook yesterday, I actually sewed all the pages together and made a book. So just can pop over to Facebook or YouTube and take a look at that. So anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything from the scan and cut box? The next scan and cut box, I'm telling you, like the Serger box, Jim and I have them planned all the way through November, I believe. And then the next scan and cut box is going to be super, super cool beans. So that's what, can't even talk about it because it's prototyping, right? as we speak. So that's the excitement. So if you would like an extra kit, you can send me an email at support@amysews. They're $35. We'd be glad to send you another kit plus shipping, of course. And then we can go from there. So we do have some extra kits, not a ton, but anyway. Okay, everybody. So that is the Scoopola. So if you're not a member of Amy Sews, just pop on over to amysews.com, join the scan and cut box or the Serger box. The subscription box is either a class or class and supply. So with all that, I'm working from home today. So Vicki, you try the Serger. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so we love our Serger and can't say enough about it. The last cruise we had Sergers on with Amanda Carita, and it was a ton of fun. She's coming back in the fall for my locals, but that's the scoop. We always have so much going on. I love working and collaborating with Jim. It's so much fun, and we get super creative and be able to offer you guys really an awesome opportunity to join us because we do have a few spots open. We don't take a bunch of people at once because we have to be able to, get the kits and get everything organized. So with that being said, everybody, I wish you all a great night. Thank you for tolerating just me from work at home today. No hair, no makeup, just hanging out. So can you use different Serger machines sometimes? So the only different Serger machines, so to speak, are just like old school 3-thread industrial. Regular 2, 3, 4-thread sergers are fine. And if you happen to have a 5-thread serger or a cover stitch serger, as we call it, then you could do that. But sergers really don't change a whole lot. So I'm not sure about your question, darling. Oh, Baby Luck. It doesn't matter. We don't care what brand you have. I don't care if your serger's 30 years old. and has 3 threads, or it is the newest, fanciest, holy cowest serger out there. Everybody's welcome. And we do it based on just basic sergers. And then if we do something fancy, like with cover stitch, chain stitch, anything like that, that's always a separate video. So you don't have to, if you don't have those options, you don't have to pay attention to that. You can just complete it just as we do, as if everybody had the same serger. So there is no, we are not brand specific. I will tell you, we use a Bernina. Sometimes we grab a baby lock, but this is just a three thread stitch, which everybody and anybody can do. So that's what we're all about, is in being, let everybody come and be their thing and do their thing. And we want everybody to learn and create. So there's no concerns on our end, what you sew with. So that's exactly this. Vicky has a Bernina. Yes, I love my Bernina too. And Baby Lock. Every brand makes a really nice serger. No, so, but not everybody can afford the top of the line. So that's kind of where I decided when we started this subscription club that it was for everybody. I didn't want anybody to feel they couldn't do it. So, because I don't sell machines through here, I don't sell, machine accessories through here, which at some point I probably should, but that's not what it's about, right? You're paying for the education. That's why we're here. So, whew, that's okay. All right, everybody. So if you need anything, go to amysews.com. Support at Amy Sews if you want to order another kit or you have a question about the kit you received. And then we will get everybody up and running next Tuesday. Oh, Bonnie wore her shirt from Amanda's, which is great. That's great. Yeah, so next Tuesday, I don't have the date in front of me, 6 p.m. Eastern will be our live class. And then you have to sign in through Amy Sews. You have to go to Inside Amy Sews to watch that, because that's what you pay for, is the private class. So we just share the fun with everybody out here on box opening night. So, all right, everybody, have a terrific night, because the more you know, the more you sew.